do you know what time it is?
It's time for the weekly blog post.
Okay, folks, this is what this progressive intends to do in the age of Trump. We have a lot of work to do if we intend to ensure Trump does not change what most Americans are striving for in their lives. But we, liberals and progressives, cannot continue doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. We know the phrase that what it means. It's a form of insanity. We know we are right on economic policies, social policies, environmental policies, social justice policies, and much more. The problem is what we are going to do when we talk about it. The problem is that we are wrong in how we talk about them and how we reach out to people. Many will balk at that statement, but it is true. Progressives believe in science. Facts and numbers guide progressives. But in finding the appropriate method to deliver our message, we forget that reality too many times. In fact, it is a fact that many working class voters see us as elitists who think we know more than they do. They believe we look down on them. If they do not immediately agree with what we know is best, we tend to malign them as low information, gullible, and dumb without taking the time and effort, however long it takes to engage. Look, I have even heard us say we need not worry about them at all. After all, we have our voters. There are more of us and less of them. If we just work on bringing them out, we will win. To be blunt, that is downright ignorant, elitist, and condescending. And Hillary Clinton's electoral college loss showed that. Yes, more voters believe that what we believe, but to assume they are our constituents is foolhardy. Voters must understand they matter and that you are not taking them for granted. You see, it does not matter if one's oppressor is progressive or conservative. It both disregards you. You simply don't care. You don't vote. Let me repeat that because I fumbled my sentence. You see, it does not matter if one's oppressor is progressive or conservative. If both disregard you, you simply don't care. You don't vote. Folks, Hillary Clinton collected hundreds of millions of dollars during her campaign. The Democratic coalition, the Progressive Coalition, is a perfect coalition of all Americans of every race, religion, and creed. Anecdotally, it seems Clinton and her team wasted that money with high-priced consultants and advertising that looked nothing like the Democratic coalition. I listened to our journalist Roland Martin complaints that he spoke to the Clinton campaign about investing in radio, TV, newspaper, and other organizations that could better reach other communities. It fell on deaf ears. I listened to Michael Moore urging the Clinton campaign to work the blue wall to no avail. President Obama offered to work the blue wall. They sent him elsewhere. But he is not Hillary Clinton's problem. It's not Hillary Clinton's problem only. It is a type of cancer that permeates the progressive space. We talk the talk. We pass legislation sufficiently progressive for many, but deep down, we maintain a hierarchy not so dissimilar from the establishment on the right. Do enough to win, but ensure we keep the status quo. That's not a winning solution. Do the best you can? Absolutely not, folks. I used to scoff when many said that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party are all the same. I am not there yet. Not at all. Not there yet. But depending on what Trump does, I may actually get there. What do I mean? Think about it, people. Think about it. When Democrats had the opportunity to make America a real progressive country in policy, it wasn't Republicans holding them back. It was blue dog Democrats. Remember this before I move any further. These guys had all the way they had with being able, because they had what nobody had in a long time, a filibuster-proof Senate and a majority in the House. They could have done whatever they wanted to. They punted. Imagine if we had passed the right size stimulus. Imagine if we had gone to single-payer universal health care. Imagine if we had nationalized banks that ripped America off and almost destroyed the world's economy. The reality is they do not provide a service, consummate with their profits and gains. Imagine if we allowed a real free enterprise system to reign instead of crony capitalism. We had the votes, but Democrats tempered and maintained the status quo. They denied Americans the taste of what could have been because it meant the super wealthy would have to give back some of their ill-gotten gains in the form of more taxes. They denied Americans a robust economy, given that a dollar in the hands of someone who will spend it is worth much more to our economy than to one invested in a factory in China or Vietnam or anywhere else. Republicans outright lie to their constituents. Then they get into office and serve the same masters Democrats enslaved themselves to by ensuring any regulation passed is acceptable to the plutocracy first and foremost. All progressive Democrats must say no more. Let's live up to the ideals of the hard-fought for democratic platform that speaks to all Americans. As Trump would say, what the hell do you have to lose? We've lost most of the state houses and senates. We've lost most of the governorships, but we have not lost all of the people. Not yet. So let's stop the insanity. Let us stop the insanity. That's what it is. First of all, each of us need to do our part. We do not wait for some edict from the top. We all know what we need in our respective communities. If we don't, we must learn. We must engage progressives, liberals, Democrats, Republicans, Greens, Libertarians, anarchists, and everybody in between. Have a cup of coffee, as we always say at coffeepartyusa.com. Think about that. Have a cup of coffee with somebody you don't know. Have a cup of coffee with somebody you meet in Starbucks. Have a cup of coffee. It's amazing what happens then. You know what? I'm not talking just out of my mouth. These are things that I do every day. I go to Starbucks and meet people and say, "Hey, who are you? What are you all about?" And we talk, we engage. That is where we have to go. Listen more. Don't try to convince all at once. In fact, you might realize some of what they are saying has merit that may make our platform even better and more inclusive and more robust. Get out of your comfort zone. Go to some evangelical churches and picnics. Go to a Tea Party event. I've been to several Tea Party events. They know me now. They know this pinko liberal who jumps into that place with them and have fun talking to them. And you know what? Exchanging ideas. You may think it doesn't work, but you know what? It does. So get out of your comfort zone. Be seen. Be approachable. Make it not a stunt, but your way of being. Over time, you build trust and people will start giving your thoughts a listen. By no means is this a call to acquiesce to all that is wrong. We must force Democrats to oppose every single Trump policy that attempts to dismantle the social safety net. No to helping repeal Obamacare. No to dismantling and privatizing Social Security and Medicare. No to destroying Medicaid. No to polluting our environment. No to global warming policies. Yes to reaching out to our fellow Americans, irrespective of their current value system. This is what this progressive intends to do in this age of Trump. This is what we must do for our children. This is what we must do for our grandchildren. We can talk, we can walk, and chew gum all at the same time.